What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. D. Culiante. We are back at it again, man. What is going on? Listen, we're here. It's awesome to be here, and I got Mr. Hilarious Darius with me. I fumbled that introduction, but that's okay. That's okay to fumble. All right. The Browns fumbled the game this past weekend. So did the Saints. New Orleans Saints fumbled the ball too. So I'm not the only one fumbling. All right. Be patient with your boy. Well, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. That intro sounded like you tripped up the stairs with a plate of food. Like that's
Embarrassed myself in front of everybody. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. It was bad. It was bad. They all can't be good, man. They all can't be good. We gonna keep it and run
do
with
you
it, though.
remember when you said that, bro? Do you remember that story about you went to a new town, you went to a new city, you moved to a new city, and you had to find a barber, and the barber told you that he's not a robot. So like 9 out of 10 haircuts he gets right, but there's 1 out of 10 he just kind of messes up. Do you remember
I
that
do
story?
remember that. I do remember that. That shouldn't have been disclosed to me. I'm gonna let you know that from up front. He shouldn't have told me that. But listen, don't fire me on introductions, dog. That's what it sounds like you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Your performance is coming up.
Did we just lose trust with my introduction skills? Did we just lose trust? Okay.
We'll get to that in a second, but maybe no, but I do believe I still trust you to the intros, but it was very funny to watch you stumble through it, but not but it was like when you see somebody fall and they keep falling, like they just they keep falling, but it was funny when you acknowledged it because I was gonna make a joke about it anyway.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. I couldn't let myself slide with that introduction. It's quite horrible. But to the audience out there, don't lose trust in us. All right, that's all I'm saying. My voice is cracking. All right, I'm sorry.
he nervous.
I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous.
Nah, man, we still got a great episode lined up for the people. So even if if they lost trust in the intro, just keep staying tuned, and then hopefully by the end of this, we can make you guys bigger fans of what we're already doing on the show. But how you been, man?
Man, I've been really good, man. I can't complain. Everything's been good. What's up? What's going on?
I mean, the reason I asked is because I saw you got a lot of love this week on Instagram.
You got
a lot of love on Instagram. You posted a picture out of the blue. Nobody saw this picture coming. Your Instagram history indicated no expectations of a picture like this. So I'm very curious to know the story behind that picture.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got a lot of love on it. When did you take the picture?
Okay, here's the I took it here. I took it with my phone.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna give you the backstory.
Okay.
So what you saw was an extended expression of my joy that I just been experiencing this past week. I started school this week, man.
Okay.
And I started off on the right foot. I was getting some things in order that I've just really been wanting to I was kind of checking stuff off the list. To be honest, I was just checking stuff off the list. And I was checking stuff off the list that they left me with some extra time on my hands to get a couple picks off. And now I told y'all in the last episode, you got to get your picks done within at least 5. And I was able to kind of get it done with you know what I'm saying, at least 5 pitches. But yeah, man. So I took the picture that you saw. But here's the thing: I was scared to share. I wasn't even going to share the picture. I had to phone a family. I had to phone my mama. All right? I called my mama. I said, "Mama, look, I need your approval on this picture." She said, "Send me the picture, Deontay." So I sent it to her. She was at Walgreens, and then she got the picture. She said, "Oh my goodness, this is a nice picture, son." And when she said it like that, I said, "You know what? I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post this picture." So shout out to my mama, because if it wasn't for my mama, y'all wouldn't have saw that picture wouldn't have saw the light of day. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
You know what was funny about the picture when I saw it? I put a comment under it where I talked about it. Looks like your I'm going solo headshot, right? Because I was like, oh, he's leaving the group. But the picture made me laugh because it looked like you were the recipient of some lifetime achievement award.
Right. That's the type of week I was having, bro.
you're clutching your chest. You're looking off into the past of what you already accomplished in your life. It was a lot of that going on.
Oh my goodness, dude, that's what you saw, bro.
That's immediately what I saw, but I couldn't put it. It wouldn't have been as funny in text form. I was like, I gotta say this for the show. I gotta say this one.
I guess I really sold it because I was like,
yeah, boy, I thought that was a professional. I thought you went to a JC Penney photographer to get that shot.
JC Penney's. He was like, hold your chest and look away. That's what he told me.
Look at your past achievements. That's what you was doing.
Look behind like 2020 is behind you and smile because you're in 2021.
He was like, rest on your laurels. He was like this. He was doing all that.
Rest on your laurels. Dude, that is hilarious, dog.
Because the background was all black. I was like, where did he shoot this? Whose panic room is he in? Like, where did
panic room? Dude, that is so funny.
You had like a hot spot. The light was like right here in the middle of your face. I really studied the photo because I had to write jokes about it.
So that means I got another skill of another set of skills. All right. That could another transferable skill I can use, man. That's what it sounds like. Well, I thank you, sir, because I really thought you was gonna let me have it on the roasting side of things.
Nah,
I had my mama on speed dial. I was gonna regret everything, mama. I know I said I need to not worry about my second choices, my second thoughts, but I'm panicking. There's a snake in front of me. So.
But that was a great picture, bro. What was the response? Did you get a pretty healthy response from the people?
I did. A lot of likes from people, and I just felt good. It just feels good to kind of have the type of picture on IG, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was either that or the picture of me with my guns.
Oh my goodness.
Holding my 40. I was in between two pictures. I was, I'm gonna go with the black one today. I'm gonna save the one with the guns for the next day.
Hey, that reminds me of a story. So I won't say any names, but one time me and Deontay went to a mutual friend's house, and and they had guns on guns, right? So had all kind of guns, customized guns like in travel kits. It was just a bunch of guns. And Deontay had this one gun. Was it like a shotgun or something? I don't know what it was.
It was the same gun Malcolm X had.
Yes. It was the same gun Malcolm X had in like that Time magazine cover photo where he's looking through the blinds. So Deontay was like, he started looking through the blinds at the house and was like, Darius, take the picture. I said, I'm not taking that picture, bro. There's gonna be a time in your future where you're gonna take a picture on Instagram looking back at what you have accomplished. I don't want this picture to come up from your past.
Yeah, but what about this one right here? Look at the guns, look through the blinds. Oh my goodness. And thank you for that. See, that's why you need good friends in your circle, ladies and gentlemen, to keep you from doing dumb stuff like that. I was on the verge of showing y'all a lifestyle I don't live. I don't live that lifestyle at all. I don't like guns like that. I'd rather talk it out. Can we talk about this?
But they try to recruit you to a gun club. We saw your pictures with the guns. We need you to come.
Man, listen, I'm looking for the compliment club. Where's the compliment clubs at? We give out compliments every day.
Oh, bro, that's funny. But no, man, I wanted to start the show that way because it just seemed very fun, very light, and it was a great picture, bro. I mean, it was a great picture that you took, and I just had to give you a hard time about it. That's all.
Ah, man, yeah, you give me an Indian burn, bro. My arm is burning.
But you told me, bro, that you had some stories you've been saving for the show.
Yeah, it's been like I said, it's been a long week, man. So I know this is becoming a redundant topic, but I'm doing this pescatarian diet, and I'm still on my journey. And but I've been getting a lot of criticism from family, right? They call to me, hey, how you doing, D? I'm doing well. How you doing? You still on that dang diet? You still not eating? Still eating meat? I'm eating a hamburger mixed in with a duck and a chicken. What? How you eat all that? So I got a phone call from my mom, and that was kind of the topic. She was like, she just wanted to kind of know how I've been eating and stuff. And I was kind of telling her, and she was like, man, I'm tired of you always doing something weird. I'm like, Mom, let me do my journey by myself, right? And I take all that energy. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna really be on my execution stuff this week. So I was meal prepping this week, doing my thing until today, sir. I went on a morning drive, man, on my morning white walk. And
Your morning
I'm
what?
just I'm all over the place. I'm on my morning walk. We driving to go to this little trail, and I see a Rudy's, brother. I see a Rudy's barbecue place. And when I tell you I got excited, like like Jordan's on a Saturday coming out, like I got super excited. I pulled over. I said, we gotta go in here. This is Rudy's. This is Rudy's. Dude, I went inside and they said they serve breakfast tacos. So, I'm still trying to honor, my little diet. But at the same time, I'm like, this may be the day, y'all. This may be the day y'all take cheats. You know what I'm saying?
Lifestyle.
The lifestyle. Black man don't cheat, but I do cheat on diets some days. I'm just gonna say that. So I was in there, my mouth was watering, man. So I go and I asked the lady, "See, y'all got any breakfast tacos?" She said, we're sold out. We only got that one breakfast taco. And this one breakfast taco had it had brisket, turkey, and like sausage in there. Not an egg in sight, not a
no
nothing
grass.
breakfast like at all. I'm like, oh, is this a breakfast taco? This sound like a meat and tortilla wrap. That's what it sound like. And she was like, that's all we got. And I was just, I found myself trying to like talk to the lady, like, y'all don't sell like any like meat substitutions here. She's like, no, this is Rudy's. Why would you do that? I said, you need to be letting the managers know about this, okay? Y'all needed this. Y'all missing out on a whole population of people. She's like, sir, I got a line. I don't got time to be hearing about you. Yeah, I have a dream speech on your diet. All right, you in the wrong place, man. And it was funny. I'm taking my fight to the wrong location. Can't go into no barbecue place talk about I won't change. It don't work like that. like get out of here with all that. I can't even hate. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. That's funny, bro.
Funny to me, man.
You was protesting change in the wrong place.
Protesting change in the wrong place, man. It was like all meat matter here. Don't need to get out of here with all that.
Hey, it's like, why'd you have a piece of barbecue? Shut up. Just go sit down.
Shut up and sit down. It was a lot of that going on.
All politics
man.
go out the window when you talk about meat.
We talk about barbecue.
Sit down?
The kids is hearing this. They ain't got time for this. That's an expensive diet.
You know what's funny too? You ever go to Rudy's during like lunch hour and just see all the people that have really high paying jobs that eat barbecue for lunch? Because that ain't no cheap lunch. Bro. That's something you got to plan for.
All week for. That's a Friday payday type of field trip right there.
They eat it on a Wednesday. You're like, what? And they in like business casual clothes with laptops. How you eat barbecue with a laptop? Like,
that's a lot of finger licking and keyboarding, all in the same
making PowerPoints, licking your fingers.
But to send a mean email
to whom it may concern. Yeah. They don't have any vegan options in Rudy's. That's
funny, bro. Yeah, I was protesting the wrong spot, man. I got up out of there quick, man. But here's the thing: it would have been every race coming after me. Everybody with an empty stomach. You better get out of line, man. We hungry.
Talking about the line. I only got 30 minutes.
Talking about vegan options. You better get out of here,
bro. So, I went to this barbecue spot before the pandemic. This had to be early last year or maybe 2019 or whatever. I went to this barbecue spot one time. It wasn't Rudy's, it was a different one. And I went during lunch period because somebody had like sent me or whatever. And it was so, you can't be in a place like that and not know what you want. Like people get like mad, bro. Like you feel the energy. Like first of all, the line itself is pushing you. Like everybody else knows what they want. So it's like, do. And the line's like pushing you forward. It's like, you better know what you want. You can't get up there asking no drive-through questions and stuff. Like what all comes on the, no, sir. They will snatch you up.
Wheat buns.
That's funny though.
Have cucumbers back there. I don't want pickles.
Sit down. Get out the line.
Sit down,
funny. Man. That's funny, bro. I like that story.
Yeah, man.
You said you had another one for me.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. Here we go. So I don't know if y'all. I don't know if you noticed, Darius. My voice is kind of hoarse. Voice is a little
You've
bit
been
hoarse.
screaming or something?
I have. So I went to the club last night. All right.
With your CD case.
My CD case. So I go to the club, man. It was very short notice, man. It was a fun night, a long night. But I want to talk about something that happened at this particular time at the nightclub, man. So we're in the nightclub, man, and we get in there, and I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of on a date, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get too into it, but I was kind of on a date, whatever. And you know what I'm saying? We kind of captivating a lot of eyes while we in there, man. And it's funny because I kind of, when I get in there, it's not a lot of people in there. People in there kind of keeping their distance. People got on face masks and stuff like that. But I'm scoping out the room, right? And I notice I'm a little older. I'm in there with some youngsters. You see, that's what I'm noticing, right? So I'm noticing the crowd. We got the ladies in there celebrating a birthday. You know what I'm saying? We got the fellas in the cut. You know what I'm saying? Posted up, doing the hookah thing. You know what I'm saying? And then we got, you know what I'm saying? We got the LBGT community in the building too. Shout out to y'all. They was in the building too. So everybody's just kind of just mingling. You know what I'm saying? We got the frat boys, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing too. So, you know what I'm saying? So we order a little something at the bar, you know what I'm saying? And then people have sections in this club. So we didn't have a section. So we kind of we go to the dance floor, Darius. That's where we go. We go to the middle of the dance floor. They're playing some music. Really catered toward the women, but they're playing some music. So my date is kind of dancing, right? And I'm just kind of in there just doing my little two-step. And like I said, we're getting a lot of eyes. So one of the LBGT members of the community decided to approach us, right? And he don't say nothing to me. He goes straight to my date. Is he with you? Is that your boo? Right? And it's loud. So like I said, like I don't know, man. I'm here to have a good time. I didn't see no threat, you know what I'm saying? But he decides to start dancing with my date, right? And like Buddy start Chris Browning behind my date and stuff. I'm like, oh Lord. I don't know how I want to take that because I'm like, okay, like I said, I don't see a threat, but I do see you having some fun with my date. A real good time. And he wasn't making eye contact with me or nothing. He didn't give me nothing. He was just in that mug having a ball. Like I'm dancing with the prettiest girl in the club right now. So he gets his dance. I mean, literally shoulders doing all this, bro. Like I'm in there like, okay. And then it's embarrassing a little bit. I'm like, I didn't let this dude come in the club and dance with I ain't even danced with her yet. I didn't even get my dance yet. He saw something and I didn't even see this dude when I first got in this. I don't know where he came from. I don't know if he was like, he saw us walk into the club. I'm dancing with her as soon as I get in there. And then like, so he dances with him. Then he goes back to his group of fellas, and they just start dancing and stuff. I said, I don't trust that, man. I don't think he's listen, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but and then, you know, I'm asking my dad, I'm like, yo, you good? She's like, oh yeah, I'm good. He ain't into me. He ain't into girls. I'm like, shoot, the way he was dancing,
he could have fooled me.
He looked like he was into you. Just the way I'm trying to get into you. Did he slide you his number? What's going on? And I just felt like I had to keep my eye on him the whole time I was in the club. Like, he may try to take my date home tonight. He try to, you know what I'm saying? They try to get smooth with it. So it was just funny. And I just want to kind of pose the question because like I said, it wasn't a threat. Yeah. And he wasn't rude, but it was just how he went about doing it. You know what I'm saying? He just literally, like, before I got my dance, he got his dance. It was literally like shoulders bouncing behind my date. I'm like, bruh, like, hey, bro, can we get in the spot first? Like, you know what I'm saying? And we black and stuff. Like, you just gonna come dance with my date like that, dog? Like, you don't see me here? You know what I'm saying? It kind of stuck with me all night. Man. I was like, I'm gonna end up on World Star. They're gonna talk about me. They're gonna say, look what this dude, he didn't let this dude dance with his face. I would be on World Star, bro. Listen, man. You know what I'm saying? But listen, like it was all cool, man. And that's the last time we saw him. We ended up having a good time. But I just thought it was funny, man. Like
That is funny.
you gotta watch out for these fellas, man.
Well, it's funny because you could tell he confused you so much that you scratching your hat. I saw you
because I'm reliving it. I'm like, hey, he was really
he's scratching the hat. He didn't even scratch his head. He just scratching his hat.
really reliving it.
But you said it posed the question. What's the question?
I think like my question is, first of all, what would you do in that situation?
Oh,
That's
Jesus,
the question.
I hate these questions. I hate these questions so much.
No, but like I think like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a long dance, but it was just the fact that I didn't get it was just so he came in so quick, like swiping, no swiping. He came in like
no swiping.
he came in so fast, man. I'm like, bro, can we? I still have my little Dr. Pepper in my hand. Can I come on now? We ain't even got on the dance floor yet. So I just wonder what I guess my question, I want to ask you specifically, what would you do in that situation?
I don't know, bro, because like we've talked about on the show too, I don't like the club. So like, I don't know. Like, all right, so say I'm with my lady, I'm at the library, right? This dude comes up, he grabs the book out, he reading the book to her. Now that we're gonna have problems now, I'm teasing. But I don't know, bro, because I think, like you said, he wasn't a threat. He was just trying to have a good time. I think what's crazy is the boldness. I think regardless of his orientation or whatever the case may be, that's really bold to do. Because not knowing how you would have reacted, period, I think is a huge risk. But like you said, I mean, like you mentioned, if everybody's out there just trying to have a good time and
that's what I saw, man. Like, because after he got his dance, this other young lady came and started dancing with my date. And then this dude, I was dancing, this dude came up to me, was like, yo, yeah. He would start like kind of body rocking with me. So I guess we was just captivating everybody's attention when we was in the club. So I'm not hating, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the environment was real friendly, but it was just funny. It was just, funny. You can kind of take it however you want to take it. It was just kind of a funny observation that Buddy, as soon as we got on the dance floor, I'm like, dang, bro. Can I hold it? I didn't held her hand to get to the dance floor just to bring her to you. Here you go, man. Here you go, Mr. Man.
I kept her hands warm for you for the dance. For
that dance, do your thing. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's like playing some little Bow Wow. You're like,
bro, Buddy was Chris Brown. I ain't never seen. He was like he wasn't black, man, but he was Chris Brown, and I was like, is he about to do a backflip in here next?
Hilarious. He was doing the Chris Brown and Stomp the Yard at the beginning. He slid on his elbow.
Like, whoa. That's what I'm saying. Like, he may be a better dancer than me. I may need to be mindful of this. Like, oh, you don't like what I'm doing? You want to dance battle? If he would have challenged me, bro, I probably would have had to decline the offer. I'm not here for all that, man.
I don't want no smoke, bro. I want no smoke.
I don't want no smoke with you. I'm just here to have a good time, man. Can you at least, you know what I'm saying, respect that?
Oh, that's funny. What if you went back to the group?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, because I wasn't trying to like get into no fight or nothing. So that would have been the only alternative. Well, you want to dance about it? I was like,
that's
dance for the girl? No, we're not about to lose that one, player.
Like, you want to play tic-tac-toe? I can do something.
Yeah, you want to do a little basketball, the 1-on-1? I'm gonna tear you up. Roll up a couple
left hand is undeniable.
yeah, man.
That's funny, bro. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I think that's one thing I've never been crazy about, is just the boldness of the club environment. Like, in order for you to have success there, you have to be bold. Like, in terms of like, if you're not hugging a wall, if you're going there by yourself or with your homeboys, you know what I'm saying, and you want to have a good time, you have to like force yourself upon people to have a good time. Like, yo, what's up? I know you hearing the music, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. So I've never cared for that, because I'm just like, it's not my strength. So.
I feel you. I don't think it was last night. I think I got out strategized last night. That's what happened. I worked in house strategized. He out dancing, and he saw my lady coming from before. What's going on? What's going on? So
That's hilarious, bro. That's funny though. That's hilarious.
yeah, man. So yeah, so we have been we kind of mentioned this at the beginning of the podcast in the introduction with this idea of trust, man.
Mhm.
I think it is it's a big concept, but I wanna use this platform to kind of tackle this idea.
Okay.
Because as I think about as the human race right now in 2021, like there's a lot of trust issues. There's trust issues with the government, there's trust issues with um this vaccine stuff and like
Okay.
it's a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I just kind of want to know from you, what is your I don't know, like what is your guidelines and like when it comes to trust? Like when you meet somebody, is it hard for somebody to kind of like break that trust too early? Or you quick, I don't know, you quick to take that trust away? Like how do you view trust when it comes to meeting somebody new or just somebody you already know or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Help me out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, off the rip, it's instinctual, right? I think all of your life experience at this point, if I meet somebody new today, in terms of how I'm going through the process of determining whether or not there's somebody I can trust. It starts instinctually, but it's funny because you know how like you just said you just started school or whatever. You know how in school sometimes they tell you, all right, everybody starts off with 100, and you can mess it up. You can only go down from here, but everybody starts with 100. I think with trust, it's the other way around for me. Right. I think everybody starts at an F and works their way up to an A because I feel like it's a balance
Mm,
because if you're too trusting, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak of all kinds.
mm,
And in terms of like being vulnerable. And one thing that this makes me think about is this idea of weaponized information, right?
mm,
You ever share something with somebody in confidence, and next thing you know, it's coming back at you, but it's a little sharper this time. Like it's being used to hurt you or to harm you, or it's being used with that intent. So I think when you're navigating who you can trust and who you cannot trust, that's a criteria for me. Is how likely is this person to weaponize information, right? I think some other criteria is just, do they feel genuine? When we talk about wearing masks and being bilingual, is this person able to match a real moment? If they're not, I don't trust you,
mm,
right? If you always got your mask on, I'm like, okay, you don't even know who you are. So why would I trust you with who I am?
mm.
And off top, those are kind of my first two criteria points.
Yeah.
What about for you?
Yeah, so I think for me, it's probably not an F.
Mhm.
When I meet somebody new, it's more so, uh, I guess it's like a 60, and I do that because I feel that I'm not originally going to kind of like share uh, too much personal stuff, but I'm very personal, like when it comes to like conversation and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So like I'm gonna share what I don't mind sharing. That like if that information does get out and you try to weaponize it, it's like that's nothing. That doesn't harm me. So
Mm.
I guess I kind of uh that's kind of like my little bait, you know what I'm saying? If I'm meeting somebody new, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna see how you react with like public information, you know what I'm saying? And if you or like you keep it real, maybe you match your moment with a real moment. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Now I can kind of trust you, you know what I'm saying? That's how I kind of view like people. But at the same time, though, like, I do see where like you have to um be real mindful of even that base information too, because like if they weaponize the public information, you're like, dang, okay, this, now I gotta kind of like something like kind of confronted a little bit, like, yo, what's up with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why you tell that person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it's like, now I don't mess with you at all. You know what I'm
See,
saying? It's
but
like cut off.
you know what it reminds me of, bro? I remember when I was in second grade, this dude came up to me and was like, this kid or whatever. He was like, "Hey, what girl you like in the class?" And you're in second grade. So I just go ahead. I said, "Oh, I like so and so." And he waits until we're all at the lunch table where the whole class is sitting there. And he just announces it like unsolicited. It's like, who Darius likes? He likes so and so, which led to a whole nother reaction of like, I don't like him back. And I think early on, I had learned like, okay, you can't share who you really are with everybody. But
Mhm.
it's funny. The way I just told that story it made it sound like I'm a part of a different community. The way I just told that story. So let me be careful.
You the dude in the club, huh?
The way I just heard the words as I said it back, I was like, wait, this could be misinterpreted.
I like that. We fumbling a little bit today. Y'all is okay.
It
We
was like,
humans.
I was like, man, somebody could really weaponize this information. But
Right.
but no, it was a girl in the class. And she was like, nah, I don't like Darius. Blah, blah, blah. But we in second grade. But I think from that point, um, it's something that I think about. So I have a question for you. You just said something a second ago that triggered this thought. So one thing about you is you're very personal. No. Okay. So you're very personable, right? But you rarely get personal in terms of the stuff about you with everyday people. So I'm fascinated to know with you, how do you navigate through that? Like you're a super likable person and you feel like everybody's best friend, but you don't share everything about yourself. So
Maybe that's a strategy I'm doing. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm real buddy, but I know the story on everybody, but at the same time, I'm keeping all my stuff like this.
Nobody knows anything about you.
Dude, man. I think you have to. I think, to be honest, man, you can't share everything.
Yeah.
You have to be like, you have to know somebody. You have to really trust somebody, man, because you don't want to. You don't want to give too much. You don't want to give a person too much power and they get corrupt with it. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
And they may not even know what they're doing with that information. They may say something, oh, you know what I'm saying? But it may be something that may just really send me over the edge of, you know what I'm saying, knock me off my you know what I'm saying, my little discernment self. Like, okay, I know myself, but that may have my emotions, what you said, running like a pack of wild horses. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't say something that I'm all triggered and stuff like that. So I think to keep from you know what I'm saying, getting mad or anything, confrontation and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that I'm not sharing with nobody unless you are worthy of that information.
That's interesting.
So
So how do people become worthy though? What's the
that's
criteria
a
of
great question,
worthiness?
man. I think it becomes a I think it's like how um it's like it's just time. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's just the time that you are invested into a friendship, you know. If you invest into a friendship with me, I think only time will tell where I can kind of like make those type of decisions, where I can kind of open up. I just don't want, I don't know, when I get to thinking about like some of the personal stuff right now, I'm like, man, you may not even understand it.
Yeah.
You may not come from where I come from and you just confused, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't want that, you know what I'm saying, that sensitive
Misinterpret it.
information. Yeah,
Yeah.
misinterpreted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Something
that's fair.
that culturally or whatever, how I move or how I get down, you may be like, oh, why y'all do that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm just like, you know,
See, but
I don't
what's
want to share all that.
fascinating about you though is you are probably one of the most empathetic people that I know. And you have a way of regardless of whether or not you went through something, you can mentally put yourself in other people's shoes, right?
Mm.
And you're the only person that I know that gets complimented on their listening skills. Like, I have jokes in my act about that, but but you're such a great listener and you're such a kind soul that I think it's very fascinating to see how empathetic you are for other people. And I can understand how if people don't have that same level of empathy in regards to you and your story and your
Yeah.
information, it can
Yeah.
be a turn off in terms of like, I don't trust you with the next level of information because you're
Mm.
mishandling this entry level stuff. You know what I mean?
Perfect. Perfect way to put it, man. I think we all have gifts, and that just comes with like being a great listener is something I've kind of just I think is kind of God given, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? And being able to kind of empathize with people. I think that's something that I was kind of gifted with, whereas other people got other gifts, you know what I'm saying? So like they may not have that type of open-mindedness or like patience or type of listening skills to kind of listen to what I'm saying. And you taking my stuff for face value and you just using, you know what I'm saying, your preconceived ideas on my life. And I'm like, that ain't even half of what the truth
Yeah.
is, you know? So I'm like you said, I give you the entry level and you know what I'm saying, I move cautious from there. So I think that's definitely how I move, man. But I kind of want to look at it on the other side where some people who are. Do you think there's some people who don't even who's been hurt before who don't even allow you to get even that entry level? You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely. I think, and that's it all goes to like reading people. And I feel like with you, one of your superpowers is being able to listen and empathize. But one of my superpowers, I feel like, is the way I can understand a person's why, or I can
Right.
understand a person's history by reading in between the lines. I think that's why me and you are such good friends because you're not very direct at all in terms of like the stuff that happens um, in your life or whatever. So I have to be attentive to reading in between the lines to what you're saying or what you're going through, and I apply that same skill set with other people in my life, and you can tell
Right.
that they really appreciate it because it allows for you to have a conversation with substance,
Yeah.
right? When you're talking to people, you can very quickly tell if this is going to be a surface level conversation or if this is going to be a conversation with substance. And I think there are some people who have walls up because they've just been hurt, 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 hurt. And it's easier to stay behind that wall versus having to confront what the real issue is. So I definitely feel like there's other people who don't trust. And I feel like both ends of the spectrum are dangerous.
Right.
Trusting too easily and not even being open minded enough to trust anybody is dangerous because you're going to have a life of loneliness, right? But I feel like if you're too trusting, it leads to a life of just being taken advantage of way more than you need to be taken advantage of.
Right.
So, I mean, for
Right,
me,
man.
yeah, man, I think those are some thoughts. So how do you pick up on if somebody's like, if you can tell they just have like this bouncer of a of a heart, like they don't let you in. You can't get into my life with them shoes. Like
Exactly. Exactly. I think it starts with um that kind of like that entry level um information. Are you willing to kind of let me know a little bit about yourself? Are you I kind of read, like you said, kind of read their and like how they respond to certain questions, how they body language. So like I may touch on like, yo, how, you know what I'm saying? What do your moms do? What do your parents do? You know what I'm saying? But let's say for somebody that's like, oh man, they're, you know what I'm saying? I don't know my mom or whatever. They be like, you know what I'm saying? They may not even want to go down that
yeah,
avenue of like that type of question. So I'm like, okay, my bad. I don't want to, go there. And so if it's a lot of that, like, oh, okay. Like you start feeling as in the conversation, you start feeling like, okay, I have to kind of be very mindful of everything I'm saying. Like I can't talk about this, I can't talk about that with you because you don't want to go in deep. Like that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like just as humans, that's what we do. We kind of share information. We share thoughts and feelings. That's how we learn. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the things that they're kind of missing out on. I don't want to say lacking, they're just missing out on, because you do have to kind of, you know what I'm saying, read people, make sure they're worthy. But if they are, you know what I'm saying, they don't give you any reason to like not trust them, you got to kind of trust them.
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying, and kind of get out there and kind of, you know what I'm saying, experience a little bit of that meeting of the minds, man. I think some people are definitely missing out on that exchange of communication and stuff like that, man.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you, man. And another thought it kind of gives me is just as a comedian or someone pursuing the arts of comedy, there's an element of trust that you have to build quickly with an audience, right? For them to go on this roller coaster that you want them to go on. And I mean, that's one thought that I'm thinking about. It's just that I have to get a room of strangers to not only like me, but like buy into what I'm saying. Because yeah, the jokes may be a lie, they may be an exaggeration of the truth, but you have to trust that I'm being genuine. And I think when you talk about like being genuine and authentic, I think that's where it kind of comes in. So let's talk about this real quickly. What if somebody loses your trust in them? How do you typically handle that? If somebody proves they can't handle what you've given them, how do you handle that? Even though you may be in a situation where you're like forced to see that person consistently.
Yeah, man. I think it's something I think a lot of people go through. You gotta be able to move on. You gotta be able to take your battle scars from that relationship, friendship, and just move on. You gotta know when to let go. And I think that's what I tend to do. If I feel that this relationship, friendship is hindering, or I can't trust you, like I gotta be able to kind of move around, still conduct myself as an individual, an authentic person, but yeah, move around, man, and not be open with you like that. And I think that's the tough part. Like you said, that's the uphill battle. Like for that person who broke my trust, like there ain't no coming back, you know, all of a sudden. Like I definitely got to watch you for, you on probation for like 90 days.
Parole.
Parole, exactly. Because you don't want to be, you don't want to be in that position again where you're getting kind of hurt from being, you know, information being weaponized. So I don't know. I just think this topic is a big topic, and there's so many ways we can kind of go about it. But I think it's important, man, because like, just like I said earlier, like with the vaccine stuff and just America right now, we got this new president, and just the transition of power, man. Like we've seen where, you know, there's been a lot of trust in government, and we've seen, you know, people of great power just abuse it and not take care of the people. So, you know, I just know that a lot of people out there are going to be dealing with trust issues right now, man. And I think just for the audience, man, if you have any tips or anything like that, definitely just drop a comment, let us know, man, because I think that's something, it's a big, like I said, big topic, but it's a relevant topic, especially right now. It's very relevant. So
before we leave the topic though, let me ask you, what are your thoughts on trust when it comes to trusting yourself?
All right.
Turn his head around.
Turn the hat around.
Can't see his eyes now. Can't read his face.
Hey, yo, that's a great question, man. Great question. Um, I think when it comes to you got to know yourself.
Mm,
Um, and I think that comes with you spending more time with yourself, and but also you figuring out what are the reasons behind your actions. You really sitting back and like pinpointing, okay, why am I doing this? Okay, is it because of this? It really kind of going back and reflecting. Um, because I think, as we, like I said, kind of share information with people and build these relationships, we tend to kind of lose ourselves. That can be an issue sometimes where we kind of lose ourselves in relationships. So knowing yourself is key. And if you know yourself, I think that's where you're more open to hearing yourself and hearing that true calling in our soul that lets us know, okay, this is the right decision.
yeah.
So yeah, knowing yourself. I think Plato, uh
Wait.
Plato said it. No, I
Oh,
think
you're
it's
talking about
Plato.
the philosopher, right?
The philosopher Plato
Okay, I
said
was
it.
thinking of the
My,
kid's toy. I was like,
my
wait, where are we
bad.
going?
I know I kind of went all left with that, but I think because that's where I got it from a little bit. He said like, and I kind of wrote it down in my notes because I'm taking an ethics class right now. But
Oh, okay,
yeah,
got you.
but he was kind of talking about like that's one of the like basic things to like being like a great human is just knowing yourself, because when you don't know yourself, you become and you run off emotions. It's like a pack of wild horses
Oh wow,
pulling you around and you're
yeah,
going left and right. So, um, as we like cultivate new relationships and things like that, like knowing yourself is definitely key. So I think that's how you start kind of listening to yourself and trusting yourself more, because I think we all been there where you
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
I
Well,
don't
and I
know.
agree with you, man. I would second that motion. I think when it comes to trusting yourself, it's more about getting in a place to where you can hear that inner voice, whether you believe in a higher power, you believe in God, um, and you just want to get to a place to where you're trusting that instinctual feeling in yourself and just believing that the choices that you make are the right choices with all the information that you have at that time. And even if you made the wrong decision, being okay with that, being okay with the consequences, as long as you don't get in trouble, don't go to jail or anything crazy like that. I mean, even if you do, I mean, just learning those lessons and keeping it moving. But um, I think so many of us don't have the opportunity to have these type of conversations,
Mhm.
right? And that's why I'm always so grateful for our show and just what we're able to do and how we're able to make different audience members think in different ways and just impact them, because these are things that we all deal with every day as humans. And
Mhm.
just as regardless of your race, your ethnic background, your political background, all that stuff is kind of secondary to being a human first. And these are all issues that we deal with day in, day out. So I just love that we get an opportunity to kind of just explore this, and we may come back to this topic in future episodes, just as we give these things more thought and be like, man, I was thinking about our conversation, and this person said this person said that. Let's revisit it. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to those conversations as well. But man, this has been another great episode of the D&D experience. And I know you tripped going up the stairs with the intro, but you mind taking the escalators for this outro?
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, listen. I hope y'all were able to gain a lot of great knowledge. I hope y'all trust us that we're gonna bring that funny and that knowledge, and we're gonna make a sandwich out of it. All right. We're gonna put it between wheat bread with no meat. All
Oh
right. That's
gosh,
how we doing it. All
it's a
right.
terrible sandwich.
Listen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tapping in. It's your boy, Mr. D. Culiante. I got my player partner, hilarious Darius HD Bling. Listen, we'll see y'all next time. We'll see y'all on the next episode, man. Have a great week. Man, listen, we finishing up in January. You made it. You know what I'm saying? We're going into February very soon, man. So just continue to have a great, blessed week, man. We see y'all next time, man. Hasta luego.